but I should live and wait till Bitcoin rises again. A wise man said that we should reach 100K this month. Really? No. So why are you lying to me then? I don't know. Oh, I remembered now. Huh? And it's gone.
Up 500, baby, never a doubt. Oh no, it's crashing. It's crashing!
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency is not having the greatest of days today. This is day number 2. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, most of the top cryptos not really having too great of a day, right? Today and yesterday. Now, Bitcoin did have a tremendous start to the week. We got all the way up to $12,500. We saw the highest Bitcoin price we've seen all year. And then we sort of just topped out, had a dump, tried to pump, hit a ceiling, dumped again, tried to pump, hit another lower ceiling, and dumped again. So the question is this just a healthy Bitcoin retracement, just, traders taking their profits, or should we actually be concerned? Well, I'm going to give you my opinion on that today for what it's worth, and I'm going to show you some potential targets and possible setups if you are looking to trade the Bitcoin price. Volatility is a trader's best friend, right? Not financial advice, but I also want to talk about a few other things. I want to talk about the fact that we have seen some countries, actually Turkey specifically, dealing with a lot of hyperinflation, actually looking to turn to things like gold and potentially Bitcoin. However, we are seeing that money managers say they are getting nervous about the gold price. Now, what does this all mean on a day when the S&P is putting in all-time highs? Well, I'm going to give you my opinion, tie that all in. Also want to talk about some big DeFi competitors, 2 of them specifically that could give Ethereum a run for their money. One of them has some big news that just came out. You might know who I'm talking about. And finally, I want to end on another potential low-cap altcoin gem. Super risky. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it right now, but there are a little bit of whispers in the trading community, so it could be a crypto to keep your eyes on. Super risky, not financial advice, but figured I'd share it with you guys first before everyone else starts talking about it, right? So those are the topics of today's video, sprinkled in with a little bit of altcoin news. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, consider it. If you want to win a Ledger Nano S, drop a comment below, and I'll pick a random winner on Monday. We do this every Monday. And without further ado, let's dive into the chart. So, having a look at the Bitcoin monthly chart, well, we put in 4 nice green weekly candles. Did I say monthly? Meant to say weekly. Weekly candles, and this particular week is not looking too great for Bitcoin. Now, as I've said, the ultimate macro structure for Bitcoin is extremely bullish. And even if this is probably going to upset a lot of people, we were to somehow dump all the way down here, back down to the mid $9,000 levels, well, that would still be bullish because we would actually still be on this trend. But let's talk about the short term, right? People want to know what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, if you're trading, you may care about that particular information. Well, let's talk about essentially this ascending broadening wedge that's happening on the CME futures. You can see right here that we actually are testing the heart line as resistance again, which is this center line. You can see the entire pattern is essentially expanding like a megaphone, right? Now, ascending broadening wedges are typically bullish, but it does look like we may look for some play to the downside. However, I'm going to show you a very interesting fractal, though, that could show what exactly is going to happen to Bitcoin short term, but we'll get to that in a second. So you could see right here, there is that potential chance to complete this down back to the bottom, which does put us in the $11,400 range over on CME futures. Now, having a look at the spot chart, what I'm looking at right here is sort of this line right here, right? So we could potentially come down to about the $11,500 level. Now, as you've seen in the past, Bitcoin usually has these really exuberant sort of dumps, right? Where it falls past and there's this giant wick. So if you're looking to potentially trade this, to the upside, you could put your buy orders just below it, maybe down at around 11,490, 11,455, and you might be able to catch a wick like down here and get some some instant profits, right? Now, if you guys are looking to trade this, I do have tutorials. You can check them out below. I recommend Bybit, Femex, PrimeXBT. All of them have bonuses. Bybit I prefer for Bitcoin, Femex for altcoins, and PrimeXBT is really good for trading like stocks and gold and stuff like that. FemXBT does have the biggest of the bonuses though, however, so those links are below. I always put them in my pinned comments if you're interested. Also, links popping up above, but you can see right here, if we are not able, now keep in mind guys, not financial advice, and you do need to use your stop losses, okay? If you're going to be trading, because obviously you don't want to get liquidated, because if we do fall to the downside, then we could potentially risk coming all the way back down to this $10,500 level. Okay, so do be very careful, but it could provide a lot of opportunities for trading. So that's basically all I'll say on that. Let's talk about some positives though. We do have Bitcoin looking strong, right? RSI 64, bull market confirmed. And you can see over here, having a look, basically what Bit Harrington said. He said after having 1 week, we started pumping with a monthly RSI above 60 after having Bitcoin halvings, okay? 2, exactly the same. And now having 3 again, let's go. So this is all looking quite good on the chart. And actually, I want to pull something up live right now. This was from my buddy over at Do It Yourself Investing. I got to show you this chart. I meant to have it in here, but he actually pointed out the possibility of a Bitcoin fractal forming. Now, keep in mind, we haven't gotten to the end of the fractal yet. This actually kind of blew my mind. Go check him out. He's got a great channel, by the way. But you can see right here, look, we basically had this pump up here. We had the dump, a little bit of sideways, dump again, pump, dump, and then this sideways sort of swooping pattern, right? So basically, he's saying, essentially, if we go back and have a look at what we're doing right here, let me just zoom out a bit. So basically, you could see we have sort of this pump, dump, kind of slow sideways grind, and then loop. And if we look over here right now, so far we have the pump, dump, and then we have this sort of crazy top out where we had right here, down. Now we might be looking for that slow sideways grind, and then a loop, and then up. So keep your eyes on it, but obviously, guys, fractals, they're called fractals because they look similar, but they don't always play out. But this is a pretty interesting one, so definitely going to keep my eyes on that. Shout out to Do It Yourself Investing. But having a look right here, we have rampant inflation affecting Turkey residents. Their confidence, especially in the nation's lira fiat currency. According to Reuters, locals are dumping lira, converting it to dollars, and then buying gold. But let's have a look at the local Bitcoin chart. Now, you might say to yourself, well, clearly they're not hitting all-time highs. Their highest levels were back here during the frenzies of 2017. Well, yeah, everybody was buying Bitcoin in 2017, right? Everybody was buying at 17K, 18K, 19K, 20K, buy Bitcoin. Well, having a look right here, zooming in, just recently, this may not seem significant on the chart, but you can see that they've put in some of the highest volume levels since way back here, back in 2018, and that was only briefly for a month. So I would say that interest in Bitcoin has also spiked in Turkey as well. And speaking of the fact that they're buying gold, you have money managers saying that they're getting nervous about gold right here. Credit Suisse Analysis recently raised their price target of 2,500, calling the whole narrative a perfect storm. But central banks are accounting for about 15% of the gold demand, and you have seen it actually drop recently, 40% on the 1 hour, 46% in the gold demand for jewelry. So, does this mean that gold is a little bit overvalued? Maybe, but I don't know. If the Fed keeps printing dollars, then maybe gold's not overvalued. Maybe gold is the place to be. Gold and Bitcoin, of course. So we can see, though, gold has had a bit of a pullback. Bitcoin has had a bit of a pullback. So although that we're seeing the lack of correlation of Bitcoin and traditional stocks, the thing that we really need to ask ourselves is, are we still seeing that correlation with gold and Bitcoin? Kind of does seem to go hand in hand. So that's basically the whole Bitcoin talk for today. Now I want to talk about some altcoins. So does Ethereum have some potential competition, especially in the DeFi sector? Well, I want to talk about the fact that some people are saying, well, what is going on with Polkadot? $2.91, wasn't it just $296? Well, yes. So basically, cryptocurrency exchanges Kraken and Binance are launching trading of Polkadot today. Now, Polkadot is actually undergoing a bit of a change, right? So they're having that reduction you can see right here. So there's no change in the actual value, right? It's just that they're making more tokens. So because there's more tokens now, the value of the token is changing, right? But this doesn't have anything to do with the market cap or anything like that. It's just, you know, your balance will be the same, but the denomination of the tokens will change. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of the same thing. So anyway, if you guys don't understand that, but, you know, long story short, basically Polkadot is co-founded by one of the Ethereum co-founders, Gavin Woods, and they're saying it is designed to enable the transfer of custom assets and data across public and private blockchains. It uses WebAssembly for its virtual machine and aims to attract coders using the workings on smart contract platforms like Ethereum. It's also an early adopter of the scaling solution sharding, which we've talked about. You know, Elrond uses that as well, Zilliqa as well, which will be integrated into Ethereum 2.0. The project is backed by high-profile crypto investment firm Pantera Capital, and I have been paying a lot of attention recently to the Polkadot ecosystem. I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot of the Polkadot ecosystem tokens pumping as there is a lot of interest over it. Now, one of the tokens that I mentioned on the channel a long time ago was the Canary Network Kusama, okay, which is basically also Polkadot, but you know, right now it's sort of, I guess you can call it somewhat of a test network, but I do think it's going to eventually develop into its own thing. So definitely keep your eyes on Polkadot, keep your eyes on the Polkadot ecosystem, especially some of these tokens coming out on the platform. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement. Just my opinion, could be wrong, but keep your eyes on Polkadot, guys. And another major competitor that we need to talk about is Algorand. Now, we talked about Algorand last year on the channel. We actually, you know, we went into depth about it over quite some things. And now they're basically saying that they're looking to have some comprehensive upgrades to the blockchain that are going to enable the creation of massively scalable dApps with the capacity to compete with established financial systems at a fraction of the cost, and they are focusing on the DeFi sector. Okay, DeFi is huge right now. So basically the foundation and Algorand say that they're going to upgrade the blockchain and launch comprehensive smart contract capabilities that will create DeFi solutions and dApps that they're saying can scale to billions of users, tens of millions of daily transactions with negligible transaction fees. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, doesn't everybody claim to do that? Of course they do. We have lots of blockchains claiming that. But you can actually see that only just a year, they actually do have a lot of potential. They have over 400 companies already leveraging Algorand, the platform itself. And some of the sectors, just to point out, they have investing, asset tokenization, stable coins, right? They have Tether on Algorand, central bank digital currencies, Marshall Islands, hello, gaming. Gaming is going to be huge, guys. You know my opinion on gaming, insurance and accounting. And the focus is going to be, like I said, on DeFi. They're saying that the enhancements will enable DeFi and Algorand dApp developers to build more sophisticated and massively scalable applications. And, you know, according to them, they say it's important for the new generation of dApps not to be stalled by the shortcomings of the first generation blockchains. The performance of the upgraded blockchain will rival today's existing financial services solutions as the blockchain industry matures to take on the established financial ecosystem. So it does make you wonder, is DeFi going to eventually no longer just be a buzzword? Is it really truly going to challenge the actual legacy financial ecosystem? Or is it just a giant bubble? You let me know. But definitely keep your eyes on Algorand and Polkadot. I think that they're definitely going to be competitors in the space. So just keep your eyes on that, guys. You know, like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. You know, some people, that's the whole Bitcoin maximalist argument, you know, or Ethereum maximalist argument. You know, no, I think when Ethereum does get Ethereum 2.0 integrated, you know, it'll do well. But I really do see the need for these other types of blockchains, you know, like Algorand, etc., in the current legacy financial system. And the fact that they have over 400 companies leveraging them currently right now, that's kind of, you know, a confidence booster for that as well. So also wanted to just talk about two quick altcoin updates that I had mentioned in yesterday's video, but TrustSwap is doing an airdrop of SoftLink to any of your swap anyone that's holding swap, you have to have 10K or more. So here's the thing about Trust Swap, guys. The reason why I am so bullish on this project is because they are literally giving away free money to swap holders. You're getting airdrops from different projects. Any of the token sales that they'll be having, if you don't get into them, there's going to be, I think, like a 2%, maybe even 5% on their first one being integrated to other people. So they have chain games coming out. That's their first one. If you didn't check out the video that Elio Trades did, check it out. He did a really good coverage on that as well. Shout out to my buddy. Got to get him back on the channel, man. It's been quite some time. And also, UTrust has big news today. You see right here, it says looking to buy your dream home in Dubai, UAE, or simply diversify your investments. So basically, these guys over here, you have Arms and McGregor International, allow you to pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum using UTrust. So you could buy real estate. You can use it on Shopify. You could buy diamonds. There was like diamonds worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they accept payment through UTrust. So pretty incredible, guys. But let's talk about a possible altcoin gem. Super risky, but I need to talk about this before everybody else starts mentioning it, and that is Parsec. Now, Parsec is something that I didn't even hear about literally until just the other day. We started talking about it a little bit in the Telegram group. It's not really being spoken about on a lot of channels yet, or even on Twitter, but I have heard about it. So what are they? Well, in my opinion, after reading it, it kind of seems essentially like they're trying to just be another oracle. Now we've seen oracles do absolutely well in the space. Chainlink, the number one. Band Protocol. We've seen DIA explode from 5 cents to $3.50. I think it's either at right now or it was yesterday. So what they're trying to do is essentially monitor and secure DeFi applications and build custom event triggers and power real-time automation. So essentially what you're talking about is real life sort of if this then that, but connected to the real world. Now, I'm not going to lie. We do see even things like Matic Network. They built Dagger, and Dagger also has these instant notifications built into it as well. So I'm not saying that this is necessarily 100% unique thing that's going on with Parsec, but I am just saying that they literally just got listed on Uniswap, so who knows what could happen, right? For example, some of the things, if you want to see right here, you can actually put in complex workflows, etc. So, for example, the trigger is a Bitcoin transaction. That goes to your Telegram bot. Then the data basically says you're adding a risk score, and then it can send that score, over to Slack. So you could basically go through all these different types of workflows. Drag and drop interfaces. And if you guys want, you could try it right now. So some of the things you could do, for example, just to give you an example of what you could do at Parsec, is you can monitor the activity of your addresses so you can set up automated and timely reactions, easily use integrations with external services. You can use different third-party tools. They also say their platform allows you to filter and transform real-time transaction data you receive from the blockchain, so it'll automatically calculate digital turnovers and convert them to fiat if you want to be regulatory or jurisdictionally compliant, right? You also have security. Security's huge. Monitoring. You can get instantly notified about your funds if you receive them. You can get insights into the markets as well. Transaction notifications go beyond simply indicating the amount. You can get immediate alerts in the event of unauthorized transactions, right? You can have a gray list, a white list, a blacklist, whatever you want. Determine the origins of transactions, such as if the funds came from a blacklisted, graylisted, or whitelisted source. Also, risk thresholds. This was pretty cool. So they say you as a company can decide what is your risk tolerance and customize the workflow accordingly. It's like I said, it's basically looking like it's an Oracle system, but like it has workflows built into it. But like I said, guys, they literally just got listed on Uniswap, and currently, let's see, it's trading at about 30. Let me give this a refresh. 34 cents. Yeah, about 34 cents right now. Now, I don't know what the market cap of this is. It's not listed, and it's up 69% today. Now, you can see right here, it says that they're doing $47 in trading. That is not correct at all, for the simple fact that the only markets they have listed here are Coin Metro and IDEX, but I know for a fact that they are on Uniswap. You can see this did come out yesterday. So very new coin, very risky. Should you go buy Parsec? I'm going to tell you no. Don't buy Parsec unless you do your research, but I'm also going to tell you it could potentially be it could be the next, 10x, 15x coin if it catches on the same way that these other oracles, should. So should you buy it? Do your own research. I'm not going to say don't buy it. I did just say don't buy it, but I mean don't buy it in the sense of just buy it because I talked about it. Do your own research. Check it out. It's brand new. There's not a lot of information on it, but I have heard, some people in the space kind of whispers about it. So could it be the next, link banned dia? Could be, guys. Check out Parsec, and that's basically it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, nothing in these videos is financial advice. Anything I talk about either because I find it interesting or I think you might get some value out of it, but nothing is ever investment advice. Don't long because I said, don't short because I said, don't buy because I said, don't sell because I said. Literally, this is just for entertainment and informational purposes. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. If you appreciate this type of content, definitely drop a like below. Join the free Telegram group. I do have a link somewhere down below in the description. If you are interested in, leverage trading, not recommended for beginners. I enjoy it personally. I don't leverage trade on anything but Bitcoin. It's way too risky. It's risky enough on Bitcoin. But if you want, guys, I got Bybit, Femex, and Prime XBT. Links below. If you do use my links, you are obviously helping to support the channel. I do appreciate it. Be safe out there, guys. Until next time, that is it for me. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Be well. I love you. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow for another video. So that's it for me. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.